my experience, when a director like Milan Luthria chooses you and says you're the first choice, you don't question.
We are much more connected today than we were when we were shooting. I think, I don't know the reason why, maybe it will come out in this discussion.
I didn't expect her to be so forthcoming, so innocent, childlike, very simple, I think more than innocent, simple is the word I'm looking for.
Just starting out to becoming Sultan of Delhi takes some patience. And that's what I really take from these 10 years.
I have to thank her that she took the lead and kind of guided me. I was quite uncomfortable shooting the intimate scenes.
Hello everyone, this is Aina and welcome to Instant Bollywood. I'm in conversation with the team of Sultan of Delhi today. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How is everyone doing
All
this
good?
morning?
Very, very excited.
Yeah, I have to start off by asking that in a space जहाँ पे इतना talent है आज, Milan sir said during the trailer launch that all of y'all were first choices. Have you all ended up asking him कि what about my audition or my previous work did you see कि आपको पसंद आया? And even for you, sir, you know, it's very difficult for directors today when they see so much talent and so many people coming in the OTT space especially. What did you like about them?
I think it's more of an instinct. So there are two ways to do it. You know, either you keep auditioning, get them into costume, get them into hair, get them to do 5 scenes, 10 scenes, 15 scenes, 20 scenes, come back, read. That's one way of doing it. And the other way is pure gut. You know, you work with your casting director. He understands your brief. He understands your frequency. And honestly speaking, I have not seen any work of Nishant's before I cast him. I have not seen anything of Anupriya's before I cast her. I have not seen anything of Harleen, anything of Mehreen. Tahir, I have seen his work. Anjum, I saw a little bit of Mirzapur. Obviously, Vinay Pathak, I saw a lot because he's been around for some time. But I didn't want to see their work. I didn't want to see what they had done before this because my instinct was very strong. And I wanted to start with a clean slate.
Especially Tahir because he said that he's seen your work before. Did you ever ask him कौन सा काम देखा था?
No, in my experience, when a director like Milan Luthria chooses you and says you're the first choice, you don't question. You don't want to say the second thought. Yeah. You don't say, sir, are you sure? Like, kya dikha aapko? It makes it sound like you're this thing. So no, I'm just very fortunate, and it was a great experience.
What was the bond like off camera? Because on camera, to you all are very super serious and in your characters. But when you're in an ensemble cast, sometimes it can be like the best bonding ever, and sometimes it can go south. So what was it like?
I think for me, you know, it was a very different kind of bonding. I think we are much more connected today than we were when we were shooting. I think, I don't know the reason why, maybe it will come out in this discussion. I think there was a certain distance, maybe out of seniority, maybe out of respect, maybe out of personal choices of wanting to go back and work hard on their character and not really waste time. So, you know, I switch off completely after I pack up the day. I like to go home and have a shower and have a couple of drinks and some food and some music, and, you know, I like to unwind. But I didn't find that happening a lot on this set. And I called them to my room a few times and we chatted and we spoke on the phone a couple of times, but I didn't find them very forthcoming. And I think that is something that they need to maybe, you know, bring into their life and just let it go, because it's difficult. You know, there's a reason why we gather around a fire at night and tell stories.
Yeah.
It's to relax the mind, it's to relax the body, it's to forget about the day's hard work. So as we went along, I think they picked that up quite well, and they started enjoying. Anjum would call sometimes and say, "Are you chilling in the room? I'll come and hang out with you." Or Tahir would drop in, or sometimes we would sit outside in the open, you know. So it was, but I think it was, and they have to tell you why, but I think it was a mixture of a little bit of early respect and, you know, that kind of distance, and also maybe they were working very hard on what they were doing, so they needed time off. Sometimes some people like to just switch off on their own.
Yeah.
So I think the collective switch off is much more fun.
What is the
So
justification?
it was a mix of all of what Sir said, but But first would be the seniority,
Yeah.
of course. Like
I
you don't
also agree.
you don't want to cross that line of being
Yeah,
over
right.
friendly until, and then it took a very short time. Within 1 week, everyone
Yeah.
understood that he invites that kind of. And it was actually, I remember telling, so it was one of my biggest learnings on Sultan of Delhi is that you work hard and then you play hard.
Yeah.
As well. And
Play
if
harder.
Yeah, and you play harder. Yeah. So that was one of the biggest learnings. Otherwise, especially for a schedule of this duration with the kind of genre that we were doing, if you stay at it for 8 months to a year, it can be very taxing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Working with Mouni, how was that? Because she's been there around for a while now, and even her recent work in Brahmastra, for example, has been so good. What is it like to share screen space with her?
I'll answer because I don't think
Yeah,
you all have
they-
one.
I had one.
no
You had
scenes
one.
with Mouni. I
Yeah,
think
go ahead.
He's
Go
the
ahead.
one who has shot. These
Yeah.
two guys have shot.
I
a
know
lot.
Mouni more offline, like off the set than personally. Like I've met her a couple of times, but I remember my first meeting with her, which was last year on Christmas. I remember, no, last to last year, and she's just so innocent. You wouldn't expect someone who's done so much work, is so gorgeous, and carries herself a certain way. I didn't expect her to be so forthcoming, so innocent, childlike, very simple. I think more than innocent, simple is the word I'm
Yeah.
looking for. You know,
Yeah, genuine is
She's
what I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
genuine,
honest,
simple,
genuine, yeah.
like
Very
no
open, yeah.
pretense, no sort of an aura that she carries. Like very, you can sit on a sofa in the very first day and chill in pajamas and just talk with her, and she'll be very, very real.
But at the
Very
same
real.
time, a lot of presence. Like for
Yeah.
playing Nayanthara, the kind
Yeah.
of part. Like there's like when she enters the room, you know that there's like presence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think she's a lovely combination of being that simple, being that real, at the same point in time with that presence that she has, and it comes from, she has a very ingrained sort of confidence in herself and in life, I would like to believe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I think she doesn't show the effort that you don't see any effort, and she's a well-oiled acting machine.
Yeah.
She's so professional, punctual, on point. You don't have to think about that. She may fumble a line, or she may miss the mark, or she may miss her light or her timing.
Yeah.
There's so much of experience on television, hours and hours and months of shooting, and like Tahir said, at the same time, tremendous presence.
Yeah.
She has an aura about her. There's something very nice about her. There's a glow that she carries with her wherever she goes. Even if she meets you at a party, or it's her birthday, or it's just you bump into her somewhere, or sometimes we go out for dinner with everyone. So you sense that like she said, whether it's innocence, simplicity, whether it's a charisma, it's a mix of all of it. So
Yeah.
it's really wonderful having someone that positive
Yeah.
around you.
Right.
She'll be very happy you called her punctual
Yeah, I'm sure she's been quite miffed with me.
on the trailer. Tahir, for you are from Delhi, if I'm not wrong, and revisiting Delhi, but in the 60s.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
It was very special. The minute I heard the title of the show, I also read the book, because I've now been in Bombay about 9 or 10 years, and it's taken that long, and I would like to. It sounds metaphoric when you say it, but to do a Sultan of Delhi. Someone asked me yesterday, what does it feel like? Like, what would you tell yourself 10 years ago? And I would say, like, to go from just starting out to becoming Sultan of Delhi takes some patience, and that's what I really take from these 10 years. But it's special. It's because you have been in school and in college in that city, and when you enter the 1960s, you get to read about, experience a different
Delhi,
aspect of it. What was it like post independence? What was that world? Because these are stories I've heard from my grandparents and from my parents of how people came from across the border. Land was allotted by the government. People were trying to start businesses. There was struggle, and it was a city of hustlers. And that is, I think so correct.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. It's what the story is about.
Safe to call you a Mumbaikar now? It's been 10 years.
Yeah, I've actually, because my dad was with the Indian Air Force. We used to travel all over. So I'm from a Delhi family, but किसी भी जगह मैंने 2 साल से ज़्यादा बिताए नहीं हैं. Mumbai is where I've been now the longest. So
Lastly, before I leave, I have to ask the two of you. You all have intimate scenes, and today we have like intimacy coordinators and stuff like that. I believe that even when you're acting, comfort is like super important. How was the first conversation and the vibe between the two of you like when you all knew that? Did you all discuss the scenes? How did it go?
Let Nishant take that first.
No, I think I met her for the first time at Milan sir's office only, when the intimacy coordinator obviously
I
called
think we
us.
met before that also.
No, I think that was the first time we met.
Imagine,
Or
he
maybe
doesn't
at a
even
meeting.
remember.
No, I think at the intimacy coordinator when Astha came in. I think that was the first time I think we met. And obviously, the intimacy coordinator, I don't know how, if you know how she works, but she meets both the actors individually first.
Oh.
And yeah, she'll talk to you, she'll talk to the other person, and then she'll ask where do you draw the line, what you're comfortable with, what you're uncomfortable with. So she met us individually, and then we met her together, and that's the whole process. But once we got into set, we kind of knew each other. But then again, I have to thank her that she took the lead and kind of guided me. I was quite uncomfortable shooting the intimate scenes, but thanks to her who made me feel comfortable, I think we kind of sailed through them. One or two were quite
Intense.
quite difficult to shoot, but eventually, obviously, we kind of sailed through them also. But yeah, it was a new experience, a learning experience, and also this is something which is very mechanical. It's very technical.
Yeah.
People watch it on screen and they feel that it's okay, this is happening, that is happening. But eventually, I think these are the most technical scenes that we shoot.
I remember one thing of that meeting, which is nice to say as a girl or a woman, that she was talking about lines, and she said that even a giggle is a no. No is obviously no, but when actors are giggling, or when as even two people, and we women do that a lot in our personal lives as well. We try saying no through our giggling,
Yeah.
and to try avert attention.
Yeah.
And she said, while you put a hand and somebody is uncomfortable, there's a sigh, a this, a that, and I was
Is indicative of a no.
is of no.
Okay.
And I was reflecting that on my personal life also. And she said something very interesting, that I am somebody, if I get gregarious, like I'll be very shut. But if I really get into that whole zone of flirting, talking, blah, 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 I can be all of that also. And I take a liberty with men thinking, "Arey, to ladka, inko to sab kuch chalta hai." So, I'm sorry. But like generally with, guys, and so she said that, and I kind of thought of it, that I have to ask Nishant too if he's comfortable, if I'm
Yeah.
touching him somewhere and putting my hand on his hand or something like that. It's not okay to just take the lead also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We girls get too sure of ourselves, thinking that, okay, I mean, we are the ones who are being put in a target and not the men so much so. Yes, you have to make them comfortable, but I had to tell myself to be also very respectful of his space. As much as I'm making him sure that I'm comfortable, it had to be from my side too to him, because it's his space as much as it's mine.
It's yours, yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. We wish you all the very best for the 13th of October, and I'm sure it's going to do really well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi guys, if you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.